Greetings! On this episode, I've got a little bit of a surprise. Well, I've got the Suburban warming up, and I've got an empty trailer, so we all know what that means. Let's talk about it for a minute. So, by no sense of my imagination, I was planning on getting another vehicle. I've got way too many projects and plenty of stuff to keep me busy for a long time. But when something really unique, bizarre, rare comes along, I can't help myself. And that's what happened here. So I recently discovered a pretty unique, rare vehicle that we're going to go pick up right now. When we get there, we'll take a look at it real quick, and then I gotta get it loaded up and get some stuff done, and then we'll do a much better full review on it, because it's pretty cool. I'm super excited. And here it is. It is a 1978 International Scout 2, but what's special about it, it's a diesel. So this is a factory Nissan SD33 diesel powered Scout, which is pretty rare. I've never actually even seen one in person, but I bought one. Here it is. So let me get it off the trailer and we'll take a really good look at it. Well, it's off the trailer. Here it is. So let's go ahead and walk around and take a look at it. It does have a little bit of rust, but it's really not terrible. I've seen much worse. It does have, which I think all Scouts of this era might have had, I'm not sure. I'm not really particularly all that greatly versed on Internationals. It has the full removable top and a very fantastic brown interior. It says 43,000 miles on it. Who knows if that's original or if it's been over. It's hard to tell. It's been sitting for quite a while. It has a great 8-track player. Who knows if that works. It does have the 4-speed manual, 2-speed transfer case. Somebody at some point installed a tachometer with this really cool analog clock. Now what's interesting about this is, we'll talk a little bit more about the engine and whatnot here in a little bit. We've got your normal controls, but down here, you've got a push button for your glow plugs and a mechanical engine stop. There's a cable that runs the ejection pump. When you pull this out, it shuts the fuel rail off, so it kills the engine. The key doesn't do anything. That just powers on the accessories and engages the starter. But we got the full plethora of gauges: temperature, oil pressure, charge, fuel, the speedometer. It's very odd that the speedometer is off to the right. It's not all at center, but you know, Internationals and certain vehicles of this era were just a little goofy, and I really enjoy that. As we come around here to the back, we've got this spare tire carrier with a jerry can on it. See Scout 2. And we open up the back, and for some reason it was loaded up with all these tires, so they came with it. But it's got this jerry can that the guy put in, this little homemade wooden storage box, kind of some cool stuff. And as we get under the hood, there it is. So you can see, sorry about my shadow, on the valve cover, it says Nissan Diesel SD33. This started life out as a non-turbo diesel, but at some point somebody installed a turbo on it. So it's got this piping that goes over to the air cleaner on that other side, this homemade intake tube because that's the naturally aspirated intake. I don't know when they did this, who did this, what turbo they used, but cool it was at least been done. You know, it'll add a couple more horsepower to it, especially help at this elevation. Then over on this side, we've got the injection pump, which is kind of a copy of a Bosch P pump, but I was looking at it, it says Diesel Kiki on it. So it's a Japanese made injection pump, which would make sense because it's a Japanese engine. Got all your injector rails here, glow plugs. Everything under here is super dirty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the vacuum up everything really thoroughly, see if I can pressure wash it just to make it a bit cleaner because I really don't like working in super dirty environments. And then we're going to check the fluids. I bought a new battery for it. It's a massive battery. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. Kind of just tinker around with it and see what we can do. Well, I got a good portion of it all pressure washed. A lot of that black grungy stuff came off, and it actually came out looking pretty good. At some point, I'll probably start buffing on the paint and seeing if I can, give it a little bit of a shine to it. But first, I gotta get it running. Also pressure washed under the engine compartment, and I had no idea that it was painted. So you can really see really well now. See the Nissan Diesel up there, the tags. Everything is a lot more visible, which is really awesome. It'll be much easier to work on with it cleaner. I don't really like working on grungy stuff. It kind of gets old. So yeah, looks pretty good. And then coming back here in the interior, I'll show you this, because this is really neat. It has its original build tag with all of its options and everything on there. And there's a line that says 633 Nissan Diesel, which is the international internal code for this engine. So I know it was sold brand new in El Paso. It's got all the options I need to know, which is pretty awesome. There's no guesswork on this guy since it's fairly original. Got all the international tags for the hubs. There's some really cool tags. Let me show you under here too. It was all completely covered in grunge. Then when I pressure washed it off, it came off. Really cool international tag for the antifreeze. And then there's another tag over there that talks about the jack and lug wrench and everything, which is all still there in its original place. So it's pretty cool. I like seeing all the original tags and everything. It's just really neat. It's really funny sitting in this International with the vinyl interior and the kind of reminiscent smell of diesel. It really reminds me of riding around in old International school buses when I was a kid. It brings some interesting flashbacks. But for now, that'll wrap it up on this episode, just kind of showing you a quick little overview of the International Scout 2 Diesel, which is, I'm so excited. This is such a cool rig. On the next episode, we're going to tinker with it, check all the fluids, and see if it'll do anything. See if we can get it to fire up, because I would love to hear this thing run. And I also don't like having dead vehicles sitting on the property, which I have a few, but this one, hopefully we can get running. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and catch you on the next episode.